morning, everybody. This is Brandon Marte, Grace Novoa, Holly Park, and I'm Simon Ramirez, and we're the group New Florida, and we're going to be presenting to you Patch It Up. So in the beginning of the semester, we went to the TJ Maxx on Newberry, and while we were there, Holly found a hoodie and handed it to me, and I was like, I wasn't a fan of the logo, and I wish I could cover it up somehow, and that's how the idea for Patch It Up was born. So Patch It Up provides a quick and easy personalization service in the form of patches and monograms on TJ Maxx merchandise for TJ Maxx customers within the physical store. We're going to be located at that very same TJ Maxx on Newberry, working from 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., which is the full hours of operation currently there. We're going to be giving the option of a personalized product, like I said, in the forms of patches and monograms. Patches will be $10 a patch, and it will be $3 a letter for the monogramming. We're going to be located to the left of the checkout with our monogramming machines and staff ready on standby, as long as we will also have our tablets that will serve as catalogs to show our options available. This is just an example of what one of our products might look like. And to confirm demand for our service, we launched a survey with a Qualtrics platform, and we had a total of 200 respondents. 40% of those were male, and 60% of those were female. When asked if they would choose to use our service, we saw that 22% said they would not, 32% they will, and 46% said they will. Then when we asked them how much they're willing to pay, we saw that 40% were willing to pay up to 5, and 20% were willing to pay up to 10. Moving on to how long they were willing to wait, we saw that 30% were willing to wait more than 10 minutes, and 17% were willing to wait 0 to 5 minutes, and 53% were willing to wait 6 to 10 minutes. Once again, through our survey, we saw that 70% of our respondents want quickness, which we will provide. They want variety of choices, as we saw that 78% of respondents want personalized items, and we're going to be meeting that need. Some of the benefits that we have here are that we're going to give them 15% cut of our revenue for a total of $3,200. We're going to be paying $56 per square foot for a total of $6,000. And in a total of 3 years, we're expecting to have tapped 14,000 customers using our service. And we also want to enhance the customer experience. And lastly, we may attract more men, as we saw with Qualtrics, that 30% of men indicated they're willing to use our service. Now moving on to Grace for industry dynamics.
So for industry dynamics, first we look at the global decorated apparel market overall. And in itself, the market is growing. Specific to that market, the embroidering sector consists of $4.6 billion dollar industry today, and is expected to be a $6.6 billion industry between the next 5 to 10 years. Specific to the US, we see commercial embroidery had a total revenue in 2019 of $1 billion. It also, from the past 5 years, grew 0.2% growth annually, and it's an expected steady growth throughout the years. The number of businesses in the US of embroidery is more than 1,000, and that number is increasing. Here we see a graph where Statista stated that the top 3 decoration methods in the decorated apparel market are embroidering, screen printing, and heat transferring, that generated the most revenue in the US. We see specifically embroidering consists of 45% of that revenue, which is the whole sector of Patch It Up. And now to Holly for target market.
So Patch It Up's target market builds on TJ Maxx's traditional target market model. For our purposes, we focused on women in Boston, ages 20 to 64, and we estimate that around 40% of these women shop at TJ Maxx stores in Boston. To narrow that down, we want to be situated in the Newberry location. Therefore, we divided that by 4 because it's one of 4 Boston stores, and we have around 23,000 women that we will cater to. From our Qualtrics survey results, we've deducted that 35% of these women will opt for patches, and 25% of these women will opt for monogramming, and this is because of the disparity in the age And so women 30 to 64 generally have more stable incomes, more professional jobs, and therefore want to add more sophisticated clothing to their wardrobes. Women who are younger, ages 20 to 29, are more exposed to changing trends through fashion and will probably opt for the more trendy option, which is the patches. This gives us around 6,000 women who want to use monograms and 8,000 for patches. Our competitors nearby are also located in Boston, but not as prime of a location as Newbury, which has heavy foot traffic because it is above the T-Stop, which is one of the most traveled train lines in the city, as well as it's in the prime shopping district of Boston. Our competitors are Bayside Embroidery, Boston Stitch, Embroidered by Rosa, and Action Apparel. And most of these competitors are based online, which means that customers have to wait a longer amount of time to receive their finished products, as well as they have to have a higher level of creativity. What Patched Up does, it closes that gap by allowing these customers to either customize or personalize on a personal one-to-one basis with our kiosk, and it allows them to have the product within 10 minutes maximum. We plan to bridge this gap with the marketing plan, whereas the TJ Maxx cashiers will raise awareness by asking customers at checkout whether they want to personalize their products or not, as well as personally handing out flyers on Newbury, which we'll print at FedEx for very low prices. And for our online approach, we will go on Instagram and Facebook through this platform called Pepper, which is a 50 cents pay per click, as well as digital 2-for-1 coupons that we release periodically for 2-week periods. And no branding financials.
Attached following is the revenues, expenses, and net income we expect to see in the following 3 years. As we see, it's going to start at around $105,000 in total revenue, but as we reach our target market fully, we expect that to grow to nearly $140,000. Due to that, we expect to have a negative net income in the first year of around $5,000, but through our development in the third year, we will reach almost profits of $22,000 total. As for revenues, we expect that 75% of our target market will be reached in the first year, 88% will be in the second year, and then fully the 100% in the third year, which is why our revenues stagger as the years progress. For expenses, primarily in the year 0, we will be spending around $11,000 on machinery, including 2 brand new sewing machines, which we will be trained in, as well as 2 iPads, which we will purchase to use for cataloging and payments. For rent, we expect to pay around $2,000 individually to TJ Maxx for occupying their space. And as we move into an office space in the second and third year, our rent will increase by a certain amount, around $4,000.
2 minutes.
Our salaries will remain at $80,000 total for our 4 teammates, and our advertising will be around $800 a year. We also expect to incur some credit card expenses due to a 3% bank charge seen by all companies, as well as a 2.6% charge that Square Up requires in order for us to have iPads that are compatible to accept payments. Finally, the cost of goods will vary between $14,000 and $18,000, and this will leave our revenues as such. For capitalization, we expect that the bank will provide around 50% of our required startup costs, or about $40,000, and then friends and family will be responsible for 25% each. This ends up being around $21,000 per group, or $5,375 per family. Finally, to Grace with operations and supply chain.
So when we look at operations and supply chain, we first see that we are getting 2 embroidering and sewing machines. Our wholesaler for the patches will be Patch Stop, and then for our embroidery yarn would be Darn Good Yarn. And for the first year, we'll work from our dorms. However, we'll transition into an office space the second year. And that office space will be located in 599 E Broadway. Is an 85 square feet space and would be $4,240 a year. We'll also have the purchase of 2 iPad tablets and a standard table purchase from IKEA. As well, we are a limited liability company. For human resources, we have Simon Ramirez as the CEO, Brandon Marte as the CFO, Holly Park as the CMO, and myself as the COO. To summarize, Patch It Up, it's an easy and affordable service with a variety of patches and monograms to personalize your items. And we're quicker than our competitors as we are in person, and we're more affordable since people will spend around $10 on average. Any questions?